program talks about health, issues all over the world. That's talking about salvation. That on according to a UN report that I find, there's about 75,000 served within months. Just one of the reports, and that really worry, and that made me think about time. Yeah, yes, there are issues like the northeast challenges that cost poverty rate go really higher than but you talk about that also at other that right now. So it makes drag in one of medical one one doctor that is so special to me right now because I just tried to reach out to him yesterday. We're talking about none of I hope I got your name, sir.
Yes, Dr. Mba Ogele.
Small,
Right.
small. I will be comfortable with the name. So that's Dr.
Yes,
Mba Billy. Better?
that's right.
All right, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
You're
Thank you
welcome.
for coming in. A medical doctor, general practitioner, and we were able to today about starvation, malnutrition. I think some people I don't have that problem healthy, but wonder because sometimes you hear they have issues or some certain malnourished blood or something, and they don't look it because they look like they're healthy. So, as a lay person, um, what would you say are just those symptoms that you know that they're from malnutrition?
Thank you very much. The American Academy on Dietetics gave us about 6 things we look out for before we can diagnose as malnourished. These are one, that there's insufficient energy intake from our findings when we take history. Two, there's loss of weight. Three, there's loss of muscle mass. Four, there's loss of subcutaneous fat. Five, that there is accumulation of water or fluid, either localized or generalized in the body of that person. That is commonly what we call that the person swells up. Yes, there's swelling. The feet, the hands, in fact, sometimes it's generalized. And then there is a diminished strength, that person, as measured by the hand stretch method. So when we look at those patients and we discover that some or all of those 6 criteria are there, and say categorically that this person suffering from.
So, what are the causes of what causes that? Apart from poverty, general from working, who is full and is eating normally or what they call normal. What would you say is the cause so that we can try to reduce?
Yeah, the cause of malnutrition generally classified into one, anything that will an individual not to have enough of what the body requires for growth. That will cause malnutrition. Two, the environment will be a factor here. Environment, I mean, like you mentioned, the Northeast. When there is war, people don't eat enough. I witnessed the Nigeria Biafra civil war, and this was a big problem. A lot of children were shocked. And also, the economic situation in the country now is not favorable. So families not afford enough feed family. That is what we call household security problem. Then diseases can result in malnutrition, especially in children. such disease as measles. Usually, children suffer from disease. Don't they are not strong enough to eat food. It's only the adults that encourage themselves to eat. And some of these diseases come with them a depletion of micro and macronutrients. And also diarrhea. When a child, for instance, has diarrhea, washes away a lot of nutrients from that child, that child does not have enough to survive. Yes. Okay. So that got into malnutrition.
So when we come back, I would like to find out, sir, what are ways you want to avoid within recession budget? So if you know what I mean. With this recession, how can a family know that with the little they have, stay healthy and properly?
All right.
We'll be right back.
Have you ever wondered why methods to therapy change? Ever wondered why innovation in medicine didn't change the world? Well, that's simply because everything about your health lies within your hands. It all starts with let's make it happen, or following the doctor's orders. Health is Life, Mondays to Fridays, from 2 to 3 p.m. only on Human Rights Radio 101.1 FM.
Human Rights Radio.
Bringing together Nigeria's producers, consumers, and the regulatory bodies, discussing their challenges and common goals. The question of who gets value from the service provider to the final consumer remains unanswered. We've got the answer. What are the rights and limitations of you, the consumer, producer, and even the regulator in today's Nigeria? On this, Consumer for Human Rights Radio, 101.1 FM.
Human Rights Radio.
Have you ever wondered why methods to therapy change? Ever wondered why innovation in medicine didn't change the world? Well, that's simply because everything about your health lies within your hands. It all starts with let's make it happen, or following the doctor's orders. Health is Life, Mondays to Fridays, from 2 to 3 p.m. only on Human Rights Radio 101.1 FM.
Right, you're welcome back to the 17 Health is Life. Health is Life is basically about health issues, and today we have a specialist doctor, Dr. Umba, who really, so, he's just smiling. He has a smile. He's just looking at me like, okay, is she going to get the name right? Yes, sir. You're welcome again to the studio. He's a medical doctor, general practitioner, and we are talking about, yes, starvation and malnutrition. Sounds like extreme terms, but these are things that are realities in hardship, poverty in general, and for certain parts of Nigeria, like the northeast, who are dying every day of that 5,000 children die day in Nigeria. I don't know how if that's accurate, but that's said to be database.
Well, it may be accurate, because I suppose that they did work when these people were still IDP, and under such a possibility of many of them nourished. because go round. Yes. Much more when those people are supposed to know what to do to intervene nutrition wise, lives of these people were not involved in the management of. But I think they have given.
I had a question earlier. How do you actually ensure that you don't feel starved or malnourished within your? Because most times when you barely get every day, how can I think of the way I just want to understand? So how can one be able to put that on the right amount within your body?
Yes, for information. And health practitioners should be in a position to educate properly regarding diet. Fortunately, in our environment, not do that. Reason is a doctor saddled with responsibility of seeing a large number of patients. So he is trying to cope so that he can see all the patients. Very little time to. And our nurses, because they have a large number of patients to attend to, don't have even time. Information to them. Unfortunately, when seminars are organized, educate people, very few of them coming, because most of them do daily job, survive. So, which is why this program is key. And how many people are listening to us now as we're talking? Because they are in their market, how to eat. But be that as it may, it's important that people know simple dieting, especially based on the local food that they have. Fortunately today, what we are going after is the kind of food. Canned food, packaged food, which themselves are not quite nutritious. We've abandoned the nutritious food that God has given us in our own environment. Seek after the lifestyle of the Oyibo man.
About more organic food.
Of course.
People,
Of
organic
course.
food,
Of
fast
course.
food, and food.
Of
right,
course,
sir?
yes. And commercial benefits have not allowed us to have good information about diet. People are told, you use this, that is, they use it and they have taste for their food. But what is the content? Very little. So I think it is important that we make our time to our patients.
Yes, sir.
on
Talking
dieting.
about education for the patient, for our listeners in general.
Yes.
What are those nutrients that one needs healthy and nourished?
Yes, the nutrients are three. Have carbohydrate, have fat or lipid, have protein. A good combination of this will make one to lead a healthy life. But unfortunately, our staple food in this environment is just carbohydrate. Eat carbohydrate in the morning, carbohydrate in the afternoon, carbohydrate in the night. And then what should have come from the other sources are not there. More so, people are not given to taking fruits and they're not given to eating vegetables in the right amount. And therefore, there is deficiency of the macronutrients that are that we should have gotten from this.
Starvation. If you have a general question, have a in the person, Dr. Umar, and right here, so his questions. Call in on 9991011. There's no form you have to fill. You have direct access to the doctor himself in the. So call in about your medical issues or medical questions that just need answers to. Can't afford your medical care right now, but have a free doctor in the house today. Thanks to Human Rights Radio. So you could call in on 081 So what is your medical issue? What is that medical question that you need answered. You can do that right now on the show. You can also watch us live on YouTube or Facebook. You can also comment on my page, Sophie Tarfa, on social media, or just on Rights Radio's page and also comment. We'll be able to read your comments as we see that come up online. I think I have a caller on the line. Hello? Hello? Can you reduce the volume of the radio set? The volume, that noise behind you. Yes, sir. I can hear you. Hello? Okay, that caller distracted, but you can call in still. The phone lines are open. Every medical issue you want answered, call in anonymously. Nobody has to know it's you. You sound like a Chinese, whatever. Just make sure that you call in and you are part of the program. I have a caller again. Hello. Hi, hello. Who am I speaking with? What's your name and where are you calling from? Yes, sir. Okay, sir. Okay, so do you have a medical question for the doctor?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, last week.
Okay.
The issue is that from really so yeah,
Okay, doctor, I think that question is, so what do you have to say to the caller?
All right, I would have
No,
loved to
the
find
doctor is
out
talking.
from our caller if he's a hypertensive.
Are you hypertensive, sir? Okay, if you're
Yes.
listening and you want to call back, sir,
Yes.
for that kind of medical issue of constant headache, you say actually see the doctor, taking the medication, but nothing's working. What might be the
Yes, I would have loved to find out if hypertension, sometimes hypertension, only diagnosed come with that constant.
symptom?
Then hypertension may not have symptoms, but that is one of the reasons they go to hospital. Attention. Then the other one, how stress environment work. And the other one is constant headache as a result of brain. What I mean by that, there may be something going inside brain that is giving that type of constant. Then the other one is migraine. Migraine has a symptom. The person feels certain things before the headache comes in. So I would have loved to find out
I
from
think
the
he's calling back. Hello?
patient.
Hello? Hello? Good afternoon, sir. What's your name and what are you calling from? Okay, so what's your medical issue? Yes,
Good
sir.
afternoon, dear.
concerning the malnutrition and the cookies. So we don't know what malnutrition really is. Please can you explain to us what it is?
All right. Thank you very much.
All right, doctor. Like they
Thank
said,
you.
they want to hear more about what is
Malnutrition is the inadequate intake of essential nutrients that are necessary for the growth of that individual. Usually, malnutrition starts from the time the pregnant mother may not have, therefore it reflects in the child. The child is born low of the expected weight. That is malnourished, a malnourished child. Then, in adults, anybody that is not taking enough food and is not the other nutrients is malnourished. Then, in the aged, the elderly people also suffer from malnutrition. Then, because at that age, they are prone to certain diseases, and those diseases do not allow them to take in enough food.
I think I have another caller on the line. Hello? Hello? Yes, hi. You're on to Health is Live here on Human Rights Radio. Who am I speaking with? Okay, but did you hear the doctor's analogy of what might be the symptoms? Oh, okay. So the doctor said there are certain things that might be the migraine. It could be maybe stress levels at your workplace, or maybe if you're hypertensive, right? Or a tumor in the brain. That was another thing. So he said there are certain things that it could be symptom of, right? Okay, sir. So,
What
but
about stress?
what about stress, sir?
Huh?
Stress.
I can't hear you. I don't
Are
have
you
hypertension.
stressed at work? Are you stressed at work? Yes. Uh-huh. Doc said that might be your problem.
Insufficient sleep.
Lack
The
of
problem.
sleep.
Uh,
Wow. So the doctor says that might be your problem.
That's the
So you
problem.
should try to shut down and sleep properly.
oh, let me start there. No. Don't eat late in the night. All of my I have a so I don't.
So is it that it's your belief that you don't have it, or the doctors have proven that you are hypertensive, but you're saying you're not?
They are told me that they actually examine,
Okay.
then they actually come back. Tell that maybe they will not.
Okay.
So,
So doctor, what do you have to say about this?
Yes, my brother, if they've told you you're hypertensive, please accept it and make sure you take your medication as you are directed regularly, because hypertension has a lot of complications. And if they arise, we may not be able to restore you back to your normal state before the complications came up. So you need to be close to your doctor and obey him in whatever direction he's.
Okay, sir. With those, that also makes me think about certain people who do medical checkups and whatnot, and then still, medical help because they believe that they don't have it, either by faith or by belief of some sort that it can happen.
But it doesn't help anybody. I believe in divine healing. I know that God can intervene in life of somebody
Yes,
and restore his health.
Yeah.
But when that has not happened, it's important that that person takes to her doctor's advice, because the complication he there, even tell the story.
I have another caller. Hello? Hello? Oh, I lost that caller. But then the number is still all the same. If you're listening to us right now, the number is 081 8999 I'm Sophie. This is Human Rights Radio 101.1 Redefined Broadcasting. Give you a chance to talk to the doctor in the house. I have another caller on the line. We're right here. Who really is a general practitioner. Hello? Hello? Yeah, hello? Oh, wow. I don't know. Please, if you're calling, I beg you, reduce the volume of your radio set so it doesn't echo and bounce back and can't just hear ourselves. That wouldn't work. So please, when you're calling in, quickly reduce the volume of your radio set. Call me 1-8999-1011. Sophie Tarfa on radio, and we about, yes, starvation. That was the topic, but we're allowing you to call in, ask all your medical questions with our in-house doctor today, Dr. Hello. Good afternoon. What's your name and where are you calling from? Okay, Mama Bashir. So what do you want to ask the doctor? Said what? The cause of romanticism. Okay.
What?
Medication can oppress and go on.
Okay.
All right,
Yeah.
all right. He will. The doctor would answer you. Thank you. Just listen to the radio. Thank you. All right, sir.
Yes,
What are the causes?
in first place, we must find what rheumatism is. It's actually the body reacting to itself. It's a form of autoimmune. So it happens, usually to the aged, but it can happen to the
What would cause that?
So what happens is that in the joints present themselves as foreign bodies to the joint. So the body will now respond.
Okay, active.
And that reaction, then it will elicit pain. When that pain comes in, that is what people feel and call rheumatism. Yes. But for the treatment, it's not, I cannot stand here and tell him, take this medication or take that, because he may have a condition which will be contraindicatory to the taking of that medication. What I will advise him to see his doctor, who will further question him, examine him, and then prescribe appropriate drug for his treatment.
Oh, doctor, you've been so helpful. All right, the time is 2:35 p.m. This is Health is Life, and it's all about your health on Human Rights Radio. As you call in, ask your question to our in-house doctor. Today we have Dr. in the studio. He's a general practitioner. You can ask whatever you want to ask. Call in 081-8999-1011. And if you're close to your computer or your phone, you can watch me live on Facebook or our YouTube channel. That is Human Rights Radio 101.1. I think I have another caller on the line. Hello.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Hello, good afternoon. Who am I speaking with?
Good afternoon, doctor. You're speaking with Yusuf.
Good afternoon.
No.
Good
Yes,
afternoon.
he's hearing you. Go ahead.
Yeah, Doctor, welcome back. Thank you for helping us.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
You're welcome.
Please, doctor, I'm having I need Qatar.
Yes.
No, can you?
Yes, I'm hearing you.
Just go ahead. He's listening to you. Just tell him your problem.
Qatar.
Yes.
I just or anything, I don't know. What is the cost, please?
Okay.
All right, then. Just listen to the radio. He will give you your response shortly, okay? All right, thank you.
Doctor.
Thank you. You're
Yes,
welcome.
doctor.
Well, the thing is, Qatar may be as a result of you being exposed to cold, you being exposed to dust, or it may be as a result of what we call sinusitis. Sinusitis is infection that is in the bone, that is in the face, around that nose area.
Okay.
If such happens, then the person may constantly have catarrh, or the person may be allergic to certain things, which if he inhales, maybe flour, he now develops catarrh. And that person also may have what we call blepharitis. It's an infection in the eye.
Okay, so we will
The eye
come back
itches.
and discuss more on that.
All
I'm
right.
about to go on a break. I will be right back.
Have you ever wondered why methods to therapy change? Ever wondered why innovation in medicine didn't change the world? Well, that's simply because everything about your health lies within your hands. It all starts with let's make it happen, or following the doctor's orders. Health is Life, Mondays to Fridays, from 2 to 3 p.m. only on Human Rights Radio 101.1 FM.
This is your magazine radio station. Listen.
It's only today that my daughter gets just to eat food.
Past 2 months now, you be your shop selling before you know your child will disappear.
Listen.
My own. That is what is killing us. They demolish everything. They burn all our things. Even my credential, even my children own. Up to the extent, no clothes, nothing.
Government cannot give us everything we want. And as a youth, the little you have, you can use it to establish yourself.
Given a voice to the voiceless. 101.1 FM. Listen.
As a business owner, you may ask yourself for a reason why to advertise with Human Rights Radio. Well, I'll give you 5. 1. We operate a 24-hour Facebook TV that accommodates all our programs and with over 50,000 views per program. 2. All around the world, millions of people tune into our station live on our Human Rights Radio app, available on Android and iOS. 3. We are employing over 2,000 conversers ready to attend to all your advertising needs. 4. With our very affordable rates, you are guaranteed the best value for your money. 5. We go beyond radio and can be found on all other social media platforms, including Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and Periscope, proving that while other stations enjoy listenership, we enjoy followership. So if you're still asking yourself for a reason why to advertise with Human Rights Radio, I believe the right question is, why haven't you already? Welcome to Human Rights Radio 101.1 FM, redefining broadcasting.
Human Rights Radio.
Have you ever wondered why methods to therapy change? Ever wondered why innovation in medicine didn't change the world? Well, that's simply because everything about your health lies within your hands. It all starts with let's make it happen, or following the doctor's orders. Health is Life, Mondays to Fridays, from 2 to 3 p.m. only on Human Rights Radio 101.1 FM.
2:40 p.m. on your dial. This is Sophie Tarfa on Human Rights Radio 101.1. This is Health is Life, and we're talking about starvation, especially looking at the reports about 75,000, stating that about 75,000 Nigerian children will be dying of starvation every day. That's just crazy. It sounds crazy, but as we have a medical practitioner in the studio, we have a medical doctor in the person of our very own Dr. Mba Ongekwere. He is a doctor, a medical doctor. He's a general practitioner right here in Abuja, and we are talking about starvation in general, but people are also calling in. For you who's just tuning in right now, they're calling in to tell us about their medical issues that might need little clarification here and there. But still going back to the topic of the show itself, we talked about starvation and preventions. You said there were still other ways of preventing starvation apart from what we had discussed before. So can you enlighten my listeners more?
Yes, the other ways of preventing starvation is that it has to start from the time that the woman is pregnant. The woman that is pregnant should be properly nourished. The woman that is breastfeeding should be properly nourished. When that child is born, you must start breastfeeding immediately, and it has to be exclusive breastfeeding for 6 months. By exclusive breastfeeding, I mean that the child is given no other thing except breast milk for the first 6 months of life.
Okay.
Not this one that people give them water or go and buy artificial milk.
Exclusive.
It has to be exclusive.
Okay.
And that is for the good health of that child. The breast milk is complete for that child at that age. In as much as at this age also, we may introduce some supplementary feeding. In this time, what I mean by that is we give micronutrients. Vitamin A, iron, sometimes iodine, because these are necessary for that child's development, especially mental development. Then, after the exclusive breast feeding for 6 months, breastfeeding should continue up to over 2 years.
Wow,
yes,
2 years, sir?
Yes, more than 2 years. And at this time, supplementary feeding has to come in.
So for that 2 years, sir, if I might ask,
yes.
is this still exclusive, or is just
no,
6 months exclusive and then
6 months exclusive? After that, you now begin to introduce the other diets.
Well, so it makes me wonder, how would a woman years breastfeeding you're working? Would you have to carry the child to work for 2 years and breastfeed the child while you're at work?
Yes,
Does that sound feasible for a working class woman?
That is our recommendation, as it were. The workplace should be conducive for people to carry their young children there and nurse them and feed them properly. These are things we are advocating, and it should happen because the woman that is working for you will also need to take care of the family so that she can relax and do your work.
I understand, sir, but it's going to be hard to relax when you have a baby crying, when you have a baby saying, "Mommy, mommy, mommy."
No.
How
there
is that possible?
should be a nursery.
Okay.
Every establishment should have a nursery, just as you have clinics attached to some establishments.
Yes, sir.
And in that nursery, the nurses should be there to take care of these children.
Okay.
So the mother is reassured when there's somebody taking care of her child.
Yes.
And in any case, the mother may not need to come there and breastfeed that child because we express breast milk and give to these children, and it's still healthy. So it does not distract that woman from the work.
Working. Okay, we're going to go back to the phone lines before we come back to our topic. I have another caller on the line. Hello? 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 Good afternoon. Who am I speaking with?
Yeah, you're speaking with Suleiman. Suleiman calling back.
Okay, so what was your question? It was about romanticism, right?
No.
What was yours?
I asked doctor to explain to us what my
starvation. Yes. Yes, sir.
Mr. I think for other things. But if these three, they call it the I don't know how they call it in English. Doctor, I want to know what is the health benefit of that three.
Which three?
When I was in village, if I'm having fever, my mother used to cut the three and boil it for me to drink. Or that.
No, what do you call the tree? What do you call?
To throw more light on it.
What's the name of the tree?
What's the name of that tree?
They call it dogoyaro, but I don't know.
Okay.
He knows it.
Yeah, I know dogoyaro.
Yes.
So you want to know the health benefits of the tree? Is that within your medical?
Dogoyaro is really chincona.
Yeah.
And it's from the chincona tree that we produce quinine for the treatment of malaria.
Malaria, yes.
So the benefit of dogoyaro in this case, according to what was being done to him, is that the mother will use it to treat malaria for him.
Okay.
So that's the benefit of.
But
of
it really
tree.
works for malaria.
Well, in those days, yes, it was. But because today these parasites have developed resistance to quinine and quinine-like drugs, which we are not using to treat them anymore.
Sure.
So the dogoyaro at this point will no longer work.
Wow. Okay, then this has been a very exciting program this afternoon. Number to call is 08189 991011. I still have Dr. Ukeli Owenfere in the studio of Wesley Clinics Abuja. And yes, let's see. We are okay. We have another caller on the line. This phone's busy today. Hello. Hello. Good afternoon, sir. What's your name and where are you calling from? Okay. So, what do you want to do? You want to talk about starvation?
Talk about some supplements that causes malnutrition, something I need to take.
Okay, so
and there are natural things that you can take. That people are going for what they call Oyibo food.
Yes.
I want to list the type of food, the names of those foods. So it has called vitamin A, vitamin D.
No, he said proteins.
The name doesn't know the source of it.
Okay.
I want him to help us to name those things that all those vitamins can come from.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. You actually said proteins, carbohydrates, and fats. So can you kind of mention some of the foods that are common in Nigeria that carry those components?
Yes, the common food we have like rice, carbohydrate, that is of carbohydrate. We have plantain that is of carbohydrate, and then there is germinate. We have beans that has protein. Yes, we have breadfruit that has protein. What are these other ones? We have different fruits that provide us with vitamin C, vitamin A, and the other vitamins, especially yellow-colored fruits provide us with vitamin A, and palm fruits also does that. So if one is taking these things in combination, the vegetables are there that help us. Some people, they eat okpa. Okpa is highly proteinous. Yes, and it's quite nourishing. So if these things are done in combination, helps a lot.
All right, the doctor has said, there are fruits out there, especially yellow fruit, right? They have a lot of vitamins, vitamin A, they have vitamin C. You have a lot of protein in your system, protein, carbohydrates, but a balanced take of it. So a balanced diet is. And he said, don't do canned food, don't do all this fast food. Get natural foods are very important. Fine to be spinach, whatever leaf you find. Greens are always healthy for you, help you live healthier, have healthier bowels, healthier system in general. So he's always just advocating that we go back to be real Africans that eat organic, natural foods, not processed food, not those food fertilizers that look bigger than the usual, but the natural. We are still. Hello, hello. Good afternoon, sir. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Question. Okay.
Myself, I'm also a Onlive International. We deal with nutrition.
Okay, so we can't run that because that's not paid for. That's not a paid advert. You can't call in to advertise on my program. If you want to come in to the station and pay for adverts, but for now, you can call in and ask about all your medical problems. The number is 08189991011. That is call in about the topic, which is starvation. There's an alarming report of starvation go around with children and poverty right now in Nigeria. There's that issue of Nigerian children getting starved to death. So we're trying to see how we can prevent that. Tell us that before we round up, sir. Tell us other ways that we can prevent starvation for the average Nigerian man or woman, mother, wife that's listening out there, sister, brother, that's just making his small money here and there. What are the ways they can also ensure that they live healthy lives or they keep their younger ones or healthy?
Yes, the other ways are that provide fortified food. So in some environments, there are some nutrients that are lacking, like in those who live in mountainous areas have this iodine lack, and that is why a lot of them you see their necks swollen, as goiter, and because of that, the government has come out with a policy that salts are iodized, and people are being encouraged to take iodized salts. The fortification in that salt, what should be done? Then other foods also should be fortified with vitamin A, vitamin B, like you see in some of these margarine that they do, they fortified with vitamin A. Such foods are also necessary. Help people not to be malnourished. Then in children also, provide them with other micronutrients. I mentioned vitamin A, iron, iodine, because anemia or iron deficiency anemia is quite common in our environment because people are not taking enough diet. So from time to time, these people given. Then there is also this deworming process. Worms take a lot from children. Deworming them regularly as an at-when due, especially every 3 months. Very key in preventing malnutrition. Then there should be a policy that should be put in place, ensure adequate nutrition for pregnant women, for women who are breastfeeding, what we call lactating mothers, then for children, for adults, even for the aged. So there should be a policy, and that policy should also be updated from time to time.
Yes.
There is also a need to identify the at-risk group, those who are at risk. Because when you identify such people, you're able to prevent them from suffering from deficiencies that they are prone to.
Right now, based on the asked earlier, that have that issue where they're that identity referring to. So for those who have children who are worried after listening to the program, I'm not talking about policy government. Talking about, let's bring it back home to houses, your
Yes.
everyday life.
Yeah.
How can people get that, forgetting issues of policies? How do you, as a father, as a brother, as a mother, implement policies in your house
Yes.
that would help your children?
Yes. Now, you see, there is meat that children, when they are given egg, and therefore they are starved of, and the value of.
And that's a
Yes.
belief.
It's
Is it
a
a fact?
belief. It's a
But
belief.
It's not a fact.
It's a belief.
But
But
it's not a general belief.
I know a locality where
Yes.
where they practice that are the price of the that are in egg. So for that family that has decided that they will not give their children eggs, then they are suffering those. That is what I mentioned earlier as household food security. Again, able to know a combination, how they can combine the food that they have in their house, get what we call a diet. Yes.
Can
now,
we give them a small example?
Now you cook rice, you bring an egg. We advocate that children should be given 1 egg a day. We advocate that. You put an egg in. Can't afford meat, can afford, add fish, crayfish. Then
on the same plate.
Of course.
Oh wow.
Then you can you'll also need to add vegetables. You can also bring in carrots after maybe as dessert. So these things are here with us. We don't have to import them, and we don't have to spend so much buy them. Unfortunately, people look away. Orange, maybe after eating an orange to orange.
Would that make the child hungry?
No. The child has already eaten. Orange is to help in the digestion of that food, and also to make them move their bowel so that they don't suffer constipation. Now, orange should be taken whole. It's not that you lick the water and throw away the thing that the other things inside. No.
Okay.
That is wrong. Because in those things that you are throwing away, vitamins are
So if I understand you, sir, a child or even an adult is taking orange, the whole thing inside, peel the bag, the whole
and
thing.
take it home.
Okay, you heard the doctor. You heard the doctor.
To take an orange.
You heard the doctor. Anytime I take it, I say the doctor said I have to do that.
Yes.
All right, sir. It's been really lovely having you on the program. It's been a pleasure, sir. All right, this is still Dr. Mba Onyekwere. I like the way you call it, sir. Onyekwere. Of Wesley, right here. He a great guest in the answered many questions from people. We'll try to beg him to come back again sometime soon on Health is Life. But this is the end of the program. It's been a pleasure. My name is Arifa on your radio. This is 101.1 Human Radio. See you again some other time on the show.
Have you ever wondered why methods to therapy change?